Hi, this is Mr. Buffington. Today we're going to be looking at lines of symmetry. So to do that, I've borrowed my son's train set for a little while, so we're going to have to be pretty quick so that he doesn't have to be too long without Thomas. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at these. For this first example here, I've made a perfect circle. A circle is a great tool to show lines of symmetry because we can see, I'm going to use this rope here, that by cutting this track in half, we can pretty much cut it in half just about any place. And using these tracks, I can show you by actually taking them apart, that another way to look at it is if you can fold it in half and it perfectly folds in half, then that means that it's a symmetrical shape. So the first shape is a circle, and you can fold that one in half at several different places and have a nice symmetrical shape. This next track that we've put together here does have some lines of symmetry, but it's going to be a little bit more challenging to find them because you can't put a line across them at any point. For example, if I put a line through the center here and we fold it in half, we end up seeing that it is not symmetrical. This line straight across here is not a line of symmetry. So see if you can find a place that is a line of symmetry on this track. I see one line that we can make straight across like this, and if we fold it in half, take our track and fold it in half, it fits perfectly on there, and that means that that's a line of symmetry. Alright, there is one more line of symmetry that I can see pretty clearly here, and that's this line straight across the center here. Notice all the lines of symmetry are going to go through the center of the shape and give you two congruent sides. So you can test it by putting a line on there if you have a mirror maybe and you can look at it, or you can test it using train tracks and just cut it down the center. Now let's say we don't have a train set. We can use a piece of paper and cut it out and use the same basic idea to try and find lines of symmetry. All we have to do is cut a shape and try folding it in different directions to see if it matches up. In this case it wouldn't fold that way. We can't make an angle fold with this one. But there is one line of symmetry when we fold it straight across this way. So just like using a mirror or using a line across something, if we have a piece of paper we can actually fold it and find lines of symmetry. Let's look at some other shapes. Here's just a regular piece of paper. This one here will have two lines of symmetry. One is if we fold it straight across like this. That will be a line of symmetry because we can fold it exactly over and both sides are congruent. The other line of symmetry is folding it this way. When we fold it this way, again, both sides are exactly congruent, so this would be a line of symmetry straight down the center. Can you see a line of symmetry for this shape? Try and think of a way that you could fold that piece of paper so that it would be perfectly symmetrical. Doing, again, an angle fold probably won't work. Folding it this way here won't work because we'll have that opening there. But if we take this and we fold it straight across, there we go, we'll get a nice perfect side. Well, both sides are congruent, and so we have a line of symmetry straight down the middle there. Okay, here's a bit of a challenging one. Try and figure out this guy. Where would you fold that so that it would be exactly congruent on both sides of this shape? Okay, I'm going to start trying a couple of things. Maybe that way is not going to work because we have a bumpy line here. Folding it this way won't work either. But if I fold it like this on a bit of an angle, I don't know if my hands just got in the way there, but if we fold it like that on an angle, you'll see that both sides are exactly the same, and there's a line of symmetry straight down the middle. Okay, both sides are congruent or the same shape. Alright, Here's one for you. Try and figure out if this shape has a line of symmetry, where would that line of symmetry be? How could you fold it so that it would be exactly the same on one side and the other side? Alright, let's try practicing a couple of things. Let's say if we folded it like this, that's definitely not symmetrical. If we fold it across like this, it's almost symmetrical, except that we have that triangle shape cut out here from the side. Try on an angle maybe. With this shape, this Pac-Man looking shape, it has 0 lines of symmetry. There's no way you can fold this and make it exactly the same on both sides. So that shape gets thrown out as a non-symmetrical shape. Let's look at this one here. We have our triangle. We want to try and fold that so that it's exactly symmetrical on both sides. Maybe try doing like this. That won't quite work because we've got some leftover parts here. But if we fold it straight across from corner to corner this way, you'll see that this triangle was exactly symmetrical on this side. This is an isosceles triangle. So both of these sides are exactly congruent, and there's a line of symmetry down the middle. So that's one way of looking at symmetry. You can either use train tracks like I did at first, but they're kind of limited. But with paper, you can fold it any which way and try and find whatever lines of symmetry you're looking for.